Namaskar doston. Keep your pen and copy ready because on Litecity channel at YouTube we are going to start the 6th installment of MCQ's Marathon, which is especially designed to cater your need regarding NTA NET exam and in the subject of English literature. You may have seen in the last few sessions that these questions are not only about a question and 4 alternatives, but I am also giving you some important factual knowledge about these things. So let's roll on today's edition with our first question, which is, which among these plays by Thomas Stoppard featured Lord Byron as an unseen but a very important character? Now let me tell you that Thomas Stoppard he's a towering figure in the postmodern playwriting, and his plays are marked with witty word plays and all other things. Dear friends, all his plays have some sort of historical basis. A lot of research went on in his work, and he is thus able to provide some very important and interesting drama writing. The options we have are Indian Ink, first option, which is his play. Then we have Travesties. Next we have Arcadia, and in the last we have The Invention of Love. Okay, before we talk about the correct answer of the play in which Lord Byron, who is an unseen, a very important character, let me talk about the theme line, plot line of other plays also. Indian Ink, my dear friends, in this particular play, there are two settings. The first setting is India in 1930, and the struggle for national independence is going on. And the second setting is England in mid-1980s. Now Flora Crewe, she is the heroine of this play. She is a British poetess and whose portrait is being painted by an amateur Indian artist. So this is the play Indian Ink. If we talk about Travesties, very popular play, and the name of the protagonist of this play is Henry Carr, and he is visiting a particular area, and he meets James Joyce while he is writing Ulysses, Tristan Zara during the rise of Dadaism, Lenin, and how these three and the particular Henry Carr they interact with each other. So it's a very interesting in which there are real characters with fictional stories. Then we have Arcadia. Arcadia is basically the answer of this particular question. In this particular play, there is Thomasina Coverley. Once again, there are two settings. One setting is during the time of Byron, when Thomasina Coverley, who is the daughter of a nobleman, she is a precocious teenager, ideas about mathematics, nature and physics, which are well ahead of time, and her tutor is a friend of Lord Byron. And if we talk about The Invention of Love, it is another play which has a historical basis. It is about the poet A.E. Houseman's life. There are speculation of A.E. Houseman being a homosexual person. So all these plays we see have historical background, and I would suggest that please go through all the plays written by Thomas Stoppard, because he is a very frequently asked writer in NET. Okay, going towards the next question, which among these poems of Sylvia Plath employ or employs images of Holocaust to present her own troubled relationship? We all know that Sylvia Plath, why she is famous, because of her confessional mode of poetry in which her portrays the troubled psyche of and her we can say all other basically troubled relationship, especially with her husband, the celebrated poet Ted Hughes. Is it Lady Lazarus, or is it Daddy, or is it Ariel, or is it Tulips, or there are we can say one or more than one poem in which she has used the images of Holocaust to present her tormented psyche. Dear friends, all these four poems are very, very popular poems and much researched and talked about poem of Sylvia Plath. If we talk about options, first Lady Lazarus, Daddy or Tulips, then we have other combinations. And the right answer for this particular question, dear friend, is first and second. It is in Lady Lazarus and Daddy that she uses images from Holocaust, which was, we can say, a very debilitating event of the Second World War. She uses the images to present her wretchedness of relationship. Okay, the third question for the day is the book, The Autobiography of Asst. Toklas. It is written as though the author were her private secretary. So it's a, we can say, an outsider point of view. The author is talking about herself, but writing as if her secretary is writing her story. So an autobiography in the form of a biography. This book is remarkable for its evocation of American expatriate life in Paris after First World War. Who is the celebrated writer? Now, we have options like Great Dames, Gertrude Stein, second one is Margaret Atwood, third one is Willa Cather, and the last one is Toni Morrison. Dear friends, all these have written autobiographical works, all these have experimented with this particular form, but our answer for this particular question is Gertrude Stein. She was a very well-known name during between the war period and the jazz age, the lost generation. These are some of the terms which are associated with her. So it is this particular book, The Autobiography of Asst. Toklas, which she has written about her own life. Okay, next question. This James Baldwin's controversial novel. It is a classic of gay literature. It is about an American in Paris who falls in love and into an affair with an Italian bartender. Dear friends, when this novel was published, it created a lot of uproar and lot of outrage because of very frank depiction of gay relationship, which at that time was not so acceptable. Okay, James Baldwin, when we talk about him, he is also an iconic figure in American literature because he presented a totally erased point of view of the black in all of his works. The novel in basically contention for the answer is Giovanni's Room. Next is Another Country, If Beale Street Could Talk, and Just Above My Head. All these are novels by James Baldwin. If we talk about Another Country, it is about fictional jazz drummer Rufus Scott. It is about Rufus Scott and how basically he explored relationship between his friends, family, acquaintances after his downfall and when he committed suicide. If Ballet Street Could Talk, it follows a relationship between a 19-year-old girl, Tish, and a 22-year-old sculptor named Fanny. So this is another, we can say, popular work. And If Beale Street Could Talk, it was a popular jazz song from which he has taken the title. And then we have Just Above My Head. It is the story of a group of friends. Initially, they are preachers in Harlem. Then they experience incest, war, poverty, the civil rights struggle, wealth, love, and fame. So it's we can say, a very heavy tide of events through which they go, and it is presented. But the novel basically we are talking about, which is classic of gay literature, is Giovanni's Room. Dear friends, side by side, please remember the best novel, best work for which James Baldwin is remembered, which is Go Tell It on the Mountain, which is presented through the voice of, though it is autobiographical, it is presented in the voice of John Grimes. Okay, moving ahead, our last question for the day is Fortune of War. It is basically a series of six novels made of two trilogies. One is the Balkan trilogy and the second is Levant trilogy, and it presents the author's personal experience of the Second World War on an epical scale. Who is the author? Very important, my friend, this work, my dear friends. Please remember the name of the writer and these Balkan trilogy and Levant trilogy, and the options are Julian Barnes, second is Muriel Spark, third one is Anthony Burgess, and the last one is Olivia Munning. All these are great names, important names in the postmodern literature. Julian Barnes, he is famous for two works, basically the Booker Prize winning The Sense of an Ending, and the next one is Flaubert's Parrot. Parrot. Muriel Spark, Dame Muriel Spark, she was a Scottish novelist and primarily known for The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie and The Comforters. Then we have Anthony Burgess, the great work for which he is known as The Clockwork Orange and Nothing Like the Sun. This is also very important work, Nothing Like the Sun, which is a story of Shakespeare's love life. But the right answer for this question, the writer of Balkan trilogy and the Levant trilogy, is Olivia Munning. Okay, dear friends, that's all for today. I hope you are getting the best information which I can provide for you, and you are able to prepare your 20th century now in a better way, because there are very limited resources available. See you soon in our next video. Keep posting your comments and suggestions. Thank you, dear friends.